God is not a wicked father that he will say, oh, you couldn't pray today, so I'm punishing you. So stop feeling that guilt, like, oh, sometimes it's real, like it's real. But then thank God for the person of the Holy Spirit that we have in our lives, that you're gradually balancing, and you don't necessarily have to balance 100. The fact that you're giving this attention, you're giving that attention, and everything still finds a way to work. That's it. Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Peculiar, and if this is the first time you're seeing me, you are absolutely welcome and you're in the right place. Okay, now if this is not your first time of seeing me, hello there, thank you so much for stopping by. On this channel we talk about everything becoming that woman that God has called you to be, that woman that you want to be, confident, classy, intentional, high valued, growing in your finances, exploring in life, being absolutely the best version of yourself, yes, and most especially being the woman that God has called you to be, being God-centered. Okay, so we discuss everything on this channel, and I believe that is something you are interested in. So if you are, stick around and join the family and all those good stuff. Okay, now in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys something I have been learning on my own, and that is basically balancing work, ambition, and faith. So there's this pressure to be in your 20s and want to have everything done at once. You want to build your dream life, you want to stay consistent at work, you want to improve on your life, you want to make money, you want to be that woman, you want to do every good thing, and somehow you don't want to lose yourself in the process. Now you have to be very careful, because having all these things put together at once, it could either break you, I'm not going to lie, it could make you, to some persons, they might lose themselves, get burnt out, discouraged, and all of that. That is why balancing is, something on its own that I believe if you're in your 20s and you want all this life, figured out for yourself, put together, I think this is one video that I believe you should watch. Honestly, for a while, I thought balancing meant to do everything, perfectly. But then again, I've learned it's actually something very different. I'm currently at the point where I'm feeling, pulled out or pulled at in different areas of my life. And honestly speaking, it is so draining. I'm having the guilt of, focusing all my energy on something and neglecting various aspects of my life. You see, I am, the best preacher on, improving in your work with God, and I'm at this point of my life whereby I'm focusing on every other thing. I'm trying to hit my goals, I'm going after my plans, my visions, everything. Like, I'm like, this is the first quarter of the year and it's almost ending. I have to do XYZ, and I'm neglecting other areas of my life, most especially my work with God. And I'm like you see that feeling of guilt, I'm having it. For you, it could be maybe comparison with other people, seeing this person's result and comparing it with yours, seeing this person's achievement, and you keep asking yourself, oh Lord, am I a spoon? Seeing this person's here, like, all those things. I have been there before, but I don't think I'm currently in that phase where I'm comparing myself. Although I do get motivated by other people who have gone ahead of me, and I'm like, oh yeah, this person has done this, I like this, and I basically check to see what I can learn from this person. Like, I basically do analytics on them. But I don't think I'm in that spot where I compare my progress, compare and say, oh, this person has achieved A and I'm there. I don't think I can relate to that. Some days you're chasing your goals like me, other days you're barely trying to keep up. So I realized that balancing doesn't necessarily mean, giving everything equal time, give this equal time, give that one equal time, and that way you balance it. But it basically means, prioritizing the things that are of most importance to you right now. It basically means giving this thing your topmost attention. You could be a student. I'm not saying do not pray, I'm not saying don't wake up in the morning and pray, but you could probably say, oh, let's say you used to pray for 2 hours, 3 hours, and now this is exam period and you find yourself not, praying as much as you used to. But balancing actually means, giving what is of most priority to you right now, giving it more attention. So it could be like, this is exam period and I want to read more. Okay, I want to give my studies, more attention, and so you tend to read, let's say 12 hours, 13 hours, and then maybe you study for 1 hour and maybe you don't even pray. Okay, I'm not going to tell you that that is fine because I don't know what balancing is to you. Okay, but for me, if I was to be in that category, God knows that at this point in time, this is what needs my energy, and this is what I'm putting in more energy. But that doesn't mean I'm neglecting completely the other aspects. So I have to give this my attention, but this is minimal. I remember sometime when I had exam, that was like last year, and the paper was basically like an 8 a.m. paper, 9 a.m. paper, and then these lecturers are, very, very funny that you have to be in school by 8. So I didn't even pray that day. I was just like, God, take over today. God, most days could be like that. Okay, most days could be like that. And when I came back and I saw the paper and I was like, after rising from the hall, I'm like, God, you gotta take control. And right there, I went on my knees. So balancing for me is basically, giving this is of most importance, this is of most priority on my list right now, and this is what I'm giving most of my time to. You do not necessarily have to balance 50-50, 20-20, 20-20-20. You don't necessarily have to do that. So some days for you could be work heavy days, other days could be faith heavy days, or rest days. And honestly, to me, that is not failure. That is not failure in your work. That is not failure in your relationship. That is not failure to yourself. God is not a wicked father that he will say, oh, you couldn't pray today, so I'm punishing you, or stop feeling that guilt, like, oh, I haven't. Sometimes it's real, but then thank God for the person of the Holy Spirit that we have in our lives that will just quicken your understanding and be like, remind you of things and be like, where have you been since? You haven't, come here, let's discuss. Okay, so but God is not a wicked father that you start feeling it. Oh, I'm perished, I'm in hell, I'm this, I'm in shambles, I'm this. I don't know how to balance my time. Baby girl, calm down. You know how to balance. It's just that some things actually take time. Okay, you're gradually balancing, and you don't necessarily have to balance 100. The fact that you're giving this attention, you're giving that attention, you're giving this attention, and everything still finds a way to work. That's it. Find a way to prioritize the things that are of most importance to you in your activity. You can be excellent, doing amazing without being consumed, without being, burnt out. Your work should support your life and not consume it. And honestly, one thing I'm basically trying to tell myself this period in time is that my quiet time / reflection time does not necessarily have to be 2 hours. I don't necessarily have to wake up 5 a.m. and pray till 8 a.m. Don't necessarily have to be 10 hours. God does not require your perfection. All he does require is your consistency. So be consistent at waking up and talking to God. Be consistent at talking to God every day. So a little tip for you here would be every day to prioritize your tasks. Okay, for work, make sure prioritize work related tasks. Define what your daily priorities are. For me, it could be YouTube today, it could be remote jobs today. So just define what your top priorities are. I'm not saying washing clothes or cooking. Those are absolutely amazing, but remember, we say your top priorities. Probably your 3 top priorities for the day. Okay, it could be wash all my clothes, rest, and then cook. That's enough. Or it could be wash all my clothes, rest, cook, pray, or have time for God, like basically today, study my Bible, and that is absolutely beautiful. And some days will not feel balanced at all. You will feel tired, you will feel behind, or probably disconnected. But the good thing here is that growth isn't always visible, okay? And balance isn't always, easy, rosy, and beautiful. So with that being said, that is all I have for you guys on this video. If you found this video very helpful, please like by actually liking it. Subscribe down below if you haven't subscribed. If you've watched me up until this point and you haven't subscribed, I don't know, let me wait for you to subscribe. But yeah, subscribe, I'm waiting for you. Have you? Alright, thank you very much. Share this video if you found this very helpful to friends, families, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Until then, do not forget to stay blessed and stay fabulous. Bye.